So now it's Sunday, June 19th. My video yesterday got cut off as usual because I don't have a lot of space left on my phone, but I really wanted to finish my thoughts on weeding, which I know I perseverate on quite a bit, talk about quite a bit. But the reason that I do is because right now, probably most of the time that I spend out here is spent weeding. And as I mentioned in the last video, that's usually seen as a negative thing. I totally disagree. I don't have to water much, and I don't have to fertilize at all, really. I do a little pruning out here while things are growing fast and getting totally out of control. So most of the time I spend is spent on weeding, because what we have here is this super rich patch of soil right here inside this fence, and everything wants to grow here. And as I talked about in the video yesterday, lots of seed rain here. Now, if you're in a suburban area or an urban area and there's not a lot of vegetation around you, you may have a completely different experience. You may be able to approach something like a weed-free garden because you're not getting the seeds coming in. There's probably not as much wildlife. There's not birds flying over dropping seeds all the time and seeds coming in by rain, because you're in a more barren area. So having this ability to have the weed-free garden is going to have, it's going to seem great, but it's going to have all sorts of other problems associated with it. One of the things I brag about here is, I don't have a lot of animal damage, insect damage, etc., because we are situated here in a more natural area, which means that there's lots and lots of wildlife, insects, not just the animals that destroy the garden, but the animals that eat the animals that destroy the garden. So we have a little bit more balanced ecosystem here. So I don't have to worry about pests that much. So what I do think about is weeding. And you can think of it as weeding. I think maybe it would be better if there was a different name for it. I think of it as just guiding the garden in the right direction. There's thousands of plants here trying to grow and in a great situation to grow because of the, it's very rich, plenty of moisture, etc., etc. So what I do is I just allow the ones I want to grow, and I don't allow the ones I don't want to grow. And that is supposedly how much of the North American continent was formed, botanically speaking, because Native Americans did this in the forest. They encouraged the plants that they wanted. They cut back the ones that weren't as useful to them, and they created what researchers are now calling, something like a giant food forest. Oh, there's a deer down there over the hill. I don't know, it's probably too far away to see. So when I say I'm weeding, that's what I'm talking about. I'm guiding the garden to a place where it's full of the things I want and not full of the things I don't want. So I have no problem with using the words weeds and weeding, and I'm going to leave you with the panoramic view of the garden here.